Hi everyone, I'm Chitra and I've made a lot of videos on this channel, and this is the hardest video that I've made so far. And usually I make videos about sewing tutorial or design or for Indonesian market, but now I'm gonna take it more personal, and this is the first personal video I've made. And I think why not, because this is my channel anyway, and this is life, and this is what happens behind the curtain. This is what happens behind all the informative and happy, cheerful thumbnails I've created. Sorry. So this is gonna be hard. I've decided to make this video that's like so not related from my usual content, because this is part of my life. Part of my life journey, and you obviously knew what this is about from the title of this video, even though I haven't got this far. I already cried a lot, and this has been a month and a half after my fiance's passing, but as you see, I still cry, and I will still be, maybe, according to my psychologist, and maybe in the next 2 years or in the next 20 years I will still cry remembering of him. But it's not that because I'm miserable. I'm totally aware of my situation right now. I'm sad, but I'm not miserable, and I'm not gonna let myself be miserable. And maybe you knew or you didn't, that I just lost my fiance, the man that I had planned my life with, on June 30th, 2020. So I've managed to survive in this 1 month and a half without him, and without the image of us together again in the future. And I usually make my videos in my language, in Bahasa Indonesia, because I target Indonesians, and now I speak in English and talk and tell about it in English, because it's still hard for me to talk about him in Bahasa. And well, the topic is the same, but using different language, the feeling is different, and I'm not ready yet to talk about him in Bahasa, which I think it's needed, because in my culture, talking about or expressing your flaws of your life or your misery is still something embarrassing to share, and which I think is wrong. This is life. This is not always rainbow. And when on the day I lost him, I googled for the first time on YouTube how to cope with fiance's passing, how to cope with losing a spouse, and I think those videos helped me a lot, because I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to talk to and who could give me guidance and tell me what it's gonna be, because no one I knew been through what I'm going through. that, for example, like my mom, she still has my father. Even if one day she loses my father, it's gonna be different. They've had life together, they've had kids together, and I lost him now. And I'm not gonna say that my life is the worst, and because obviously everyone's having different loss. I mean, like my fiance's mother, she lost a son, that's one she carried, and my father-in-law lost his son, and my sister-in-law lost a brother, a teammate. So everyone's sorry, it must be hard to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, but 3 months ago I still had a fiance, and 3 months ago somebody still called me love, sayang, and every morning. And 3 months ago I was in 1,000 miles away from him because of COVID, of course, because my visa expired and I had to go back to my country in Indonesia, and he was in South Africa in his home country. So I was separated from him for months, and then he passed away of cancer, and so we've been in this roller coaster ride for quite a long time. But yeah, it's up and down. It doesn't mean that for that period of time we're always grieving, we're always in sad situation. It's still a good time. With cancer, it's up and down, and we never knew that it's gonna be death. That we knew that cancer can cause death, but we never thought it's gonna be happening to Mike, my fiance. And I always knew that in every meeting we're gonna be separated in the end. Either it's because of breakup or because of death, which now I've experienced both of them. But I never knew that it's gonna be this soon, and I am someone's sorry. I am someone's daughter, and I always thought that I'm probably going to lose my parents first, and then there would be my partner comforting me when I lose my parents. So I didn't know that I'm gonna lose a partner first before I lost my parents. It's not that I want to lose my parents, but that's what I didn't know. And yeah, it's very complicated. It's the hardest thing ever happened in my life. And I grew up, and I was born and grew up in a patriarchal culture, so I had to fight to get a lot of things in my life to get to where I am right now. And I don't think like a majority of Indonesian women. So yeah, it gave me a hard time many times, and I thought I passed it. So I thought there's not gonna be anything harder than this, and now this is happening, and this is like the hardest thing ever happened in my life. And and I survived the first month, and well, it's still going on. I mean, the aftermath of the pain of seeing him in pain for months, of being separated for months during crisis, and it's still the aftermath, and I'm still, you know, exploring and trying to understand and trying to cope, trying to move on, trying to let go. And obviously people think that I'm a strong person, which I am. I am a strong person, but it doesn't mean that I'm not sad. It doesn't mean that I'm not hurting, because I am totally hurting right now, and even though I'm hurting, it doesn't mean that I need to stop. I'm fully aware of my emotion, of my situation right now, that I just lost the love of my life, but I also don't want to lose my love for life, which I don't. I still have a lot of love for life. I want to be happy, and this 1.5 months have been a very little mix of emotion, a mix of experience, and I believe I'm not the only one who's going through this pain, and like all the girls who made videos on losing their partners before, and their videos helped me, and I hope that one day also my video could help anybody, or the person that I really want to help is myself, of course. And that's the reason why I created a YouTube channel, because I want to see how I grow as a person, and this is just part of it. And most of the time I've been okay and I've been productive, but grieving is just like cancer. You go up and down. So yeah, mostly I'm positive, but like this morning I woke up crying, and I want people to know that just because I'm a strong person, it doesn't mean that you can expect me to be strong all the time. That, you know, that because I'm a strong person, then people think, oh, you can easily go through this, you will be okay, and I can say whatever I think to you, you can say whatever you think to me, and no, you don't. I don't always need to be strong, and I don't need to be told to be strong, and grieving is what I need. And like, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him that his pain already ended, and I'm just sad for myself. I mean, it's normal. I'm sad I believe that I'm going to make new memories, but yeah, there's still part of me that wishing he's gonna be part of the memory, which he is, but not in a physical form, of course. And I will keep him in my heart, and he's gonna be with me in my journey, wherever I'm gonna be in the world, because I'm gonna travel the world for sure, and I'm gonna experience the world, and he's gonna be with me. Maybe I'm gonna meet another person, because even before I met him, I already don't believe in the concept of the one. I don't believe that there's only one person for anyone. I already believe that, I mean, even before I met him, I believe that there is the concept of the one, but the one for a specific amount of time. So just because a couple break up, it doesn't mean that the other person was not the one. Well, he or she was still the one, but at that time, and you grow and life goes on, and he's not the one anymore. And I saw what is happening to me right now 5 years ago to a friend that I don't know her that much, but she's a girl in my university, and I saw on Facebook, and I was like, wow, that must be so hard. And I didn't know that 5 years later I am in her position, and that's just life. Yeah, so now I am still in South Africa because of COVID, of course, and my visa, yeah, I'm gonna stay here until as long as I can, or until when my visa expired. But also it's gonna be a little bit hard because of COVID. There's no flights going home, and I don't see it as a bad situation, because actually what is happening is the best, and me being with his family and in his country, it helps also with the grieving and the healing process. Because maybe if I have to go back directly, I don't know, because now he's not here physically, but I can still see him in his parents. It's like his soul is in his parents, in his sister, and in his friends. So when I see them, I could still feel him, but I'm not gonna be with them all the time, right? I'm gonna continue my life. Everyone's gonna continue their life after this COVID thing stops, and I'm gonna go back to India or to wherever I'm going to be to continue my life, and I have to be strong for that. And so I've trained myself. Just a few days ago I went to Cape Town. So my fiancé's family is in Knysna, which is 6 hours from Cape Town, and then I went to Cape Town a few days ago just to train myself without their surrounding. And it's just a little milestone of going back to normality, to, you know, yeah. And there are a lot of emotions. All the roads in Cape Town, in Knysna, and there will be in Indonesia, the roads that we have taken before, the roads that he took me to, the places that we had memories in, whether it's bad or good, like when I passed the hospital. And yeah, and I wanted to relive the memory, but with its new version, that I don't want our memory, my memory of him, blocking me for moving on. I'm really aware of what my situation is, that which part I need to get help with, and that's why I'm seeing a psychologist to help me going through the healing process, which have been helping me a lot. And if you're dealing in similar situation, if you can afford it, please get a professional help, because you don't need to figure things out by yourself. And maybe I'm gonna make another video on this and how it really helps me. And I can say that in terms of getting functional or moving on, I'm doing okay. It's just there's still part of me still wounded, and it's gonna be for a long time, and nobody can tell me to stop. Nobody can tell me to say, okay, now move on. So don't tell me anything. I decide that for myself. So I would not want, yeah, of course everyone has the freedom of speech, but also be prepared of my reaction. That, you know, I've told, I think it's, sorry, my sentences are just messed up. And if you're also in this situation, I think what also helped me is telling people what I don't want them to do or what I need them to do. Like to say to my parents or whoever, like, feeling affected about the situation. Yes, you are affected. I mean, let's say like my parents, they are affected because they're seeing their daughter crying, and of course they love Mike as well, like their own kid, their own son, and but I don't want to hear their sadness or their worry about me. I don't care. I don't care about other people's feeling anymore. I don't care about what's going on with my country or with COVID or whatever, because I'm still trying to pick up myself, and I don't know how long it's gonna take. And yeah, but Michael gave me the best 3 years of my life, and he gave me a lot of good memories and lessons, and there are unbelievable things have been happening in this 1.5 months, and I believe it's gonna keep happening for the next years, forever in my life. It's just funny that one day he popped up with his own ways. Just unbelievable that he's still showing me I'm still here. And well, it's already 23 minutes now. But yeah, I think I already prepared to record this video before. I already knew what I was going to say, but when I'm recording this, it's just gone. And maybe you don't get the point of my video, and I'm not sorry for that. I'm gonna use that as an excuse for now. And yeah, 3 months ago I still had a fiancé, and then 2.5 months ago I was still in Indonesia fighting for a visa, and 2.5 months ago I arrived in South Africa and then in quarantine for 7 days before I could fly to Cape Town from Johannesburg, where I was quarantined. And then 3 months ago I arrived, 2.5 months ago I arrived in Cape Town just to hear very bad news from his sister that this is gonna be his last week. And yeah, I accompanied him in his last week, and I touched him and I slept next to him. And every seconds of dying, I understand. Every second of seeing the person you love dying, I understand. I understand the pain of not wanting that to happen until it becomes the thing you happen, because it just got so bad. And I understand the pain of saying goodbye. I understand the pain of singing him a lullaby. I sang him Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which was the song we played together when we went to holiday in Raja Ampat. That was our song, and I sang it to him to say that it's gonna be rainbow. It's gonna be rainbow after this. Then you'll be waiting for me in the rainbows. I'll see you again in another life. And I slept next to him. After his soul left his body, I slept next to him for 1.5 hours. I slept next to him until his body turned cold. I slept next to him when his body started to change color, and he's still the same person. So I've been with this man when he could provide, when he could protect, when he could make me laugh, when he's like, he could do everything. He loved me so much, and he's successful in his career. He could give me everything. And then I've been with him when he was losing his energy. I've been with him when he was low. I was the one who pushed his wheelchair to bring him to South Africa when he had the seizure in November 2019. And then I was with him when after the surgery, and then he went back to almost normality. And then I was with him when he couldn't do anything. I was with him when he was in ICU. I've seen so many versions of himself in just this short 3 years, but he took me to all this journey that my mom didn't have to experience it this soon. And it happens to me this fast. And there were times in my life that I like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why now? Why him? And I've been with him when his body already doesn't have a soul. And I've been with him when his ash was delivered. And I still have a bottle of his ash now that I'm going to spread in Papua, in Indonesia. That is the place that he loves so much. He loved Indonesia more than I love my own country. And I can tell that even in all those forms, the feeling is still the same. And I still love him, but it is a different kind of love, and I don't know how to say it in English. In Bahasa, we have different words to say love, to express love. And if you understand Bahasa, maybe you know the word kasih. And that's what I feel for him right now. I love him, and I have him in my heart. But it's not the love to plan a life together anymore. because it's of course not possible. And I'm sad, not because I'm angry. I'm not angry at all of what's happening. I truly accept it. I'm sad because what we have is true love, and true love doesn't end. And yeah, and on the day he passed, all of us felt very like relieved. I feel relieved that it happened, and we are sad as a family. We are sad, but we've been planning to move on. I mean, like, yeah, we've had, like, his parents and his sister, all of us are going to experience a new sheet of life. And so yeah, I'm excited of the plan that I'm going to do. It's still a plan, and I'm gonna tell it when it's close to the time, but it's the biggest plan that I've had in my life, and I think so far, and I think it's the only way that I could feel happy again, and I need that to be happy, to make that plan happen. And I wouldn't know, because that plan is the one that keeps me going for now, that keeps me happy. And I don't know if that plan is not happening, how I'm gonna feel. Maybe I'm gonna be so broken, and I don't know how to live my life, probably. And which is just weird. I mean, to come from someone like me. I'm a very positive person, and I'm always up to something, and that's why Mike loved me, and he said that my strongest asset is my sense of humor, and also my ability to be by myself, that he didn't need to worry if he had to go. But I didn't know that it's gonna be death. And yeah, it's also still very new for me to use the word death, because I always used passing, or that he flew to another journey, but he's not here anymore. He's gonna be forever young. Now when I look at his picture, he's still the same, and in that picture I still look the same, right? And maybe in 5 years or 10 years, when I already don't look the same anymore, and then I look at the pictures again, then I realized how long he has gone. And Mike, I don't know, maybe if you see me in a form that I could not detect, thank you very much. And Chitra, if you see this video after quite some time in your life, you're gonna look back that you survived. Thank you.